What's going on, my fellow collectors? Jim here with another figure review. Tonight, let's take a look at the Mezco 112 Deadpool. I'm very excited to finally have this one in the collection. Going over the packaging, we do get this nice red with the cool Deadpool logo in the middle. You got Deadpool, you got one Mezco, 112 pose play display, Marvel. Top, you got 112 on the bottom. You got that. On both sides, you have this nice black with the, again, with the same Deadpool logo. Same, Mezco toys. On the back, you do have the figure along with all of the accessories, and you do have some cool images of the figure down there at the bottom. Very, very cool. This is just a slipcover, so you take the slipcover off to reveal the figure behind the clam. But yeah, that is a look at the packaging. Let's go ahead and crack this Deadpool open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, and here's Deadpool out of the packaging along with everything that we do get with this awesome figure. Now, I'll be honest, when I first saw promotional pictures of this, I kind of thought to myself, easy pass, something about the costume, it just looked too plain. Something about it, I just didn't like it. But as it came out, started seeing and hearing more and more good things about it. It was kind of like one of those ones that I was like, all right, I probably will eventually pick up, and I really am glad that I eventually did pick this up. He does come with a load of accessories, kind of like overwhelmingly a lot, especially small pieces. But, we do get a really nice Mezco base like we always get with these figures. Nice glossy. I love the red, and we have the cool Deadpool logo in there, so that's awesome. And of course, you can either peg the figure to the foot peg here, or you can remove that foot peg and put in the dynamic arm, which swivels at the bottom, hinges at the bottom, hinges in the middle, hinges at the top, swivels, hinges at the clamp, and of course the clamp opens and closes. We do get our Mezco 112 accessory bag, so that is always convenient, which you probably will need with this figure, even though he will pretty much house a lot of his accessories on him, so that's awesome. I love it when they do that. We do get 4 pairs of hands. You get 2 fists. You do get 2 grabbing hands or holding hands for different accessories, and all the hands are done really nice. We get really nice detail, nice sculpt work and textures on the gloves, so they're done really nice. We have 2 trigger finger hands, so they're done well. And then we have 2 hands, which one is like the kind of like hang 10 gesture, and the other one is just a more open grabbing hand. So that is awesome. He does come with his assault rifle with grenade launcher, and this thing is just freaking amazingly done. I mean, sculpt is like spot on. It just looks fantastic. I love the gray dry brushing that they put all throughout it. I mean, it just looks so good. They did such a nice job with this. Looks absolutely amazing. Really, really nice sculpt on this thing and paint. It does have a removable magazine and a bullet painted on there, so that's awesome. The actual grenade launcher will load, so that's really cool. You can actually put the mini grenades that it comes with in here. They do just fall out. So here's one of the mini grenades. You get 8 of these, right? 2, 4, no, you get 6 of these. So you get 6 of these, and you can load that in there and close it, but it will just, fall out. But it's still a cool, accessory to have. So we do have the 6 grenades, and the grenades themselves, which are really tiny, but there's decent paint on there, nice sculpt. And you can actually put them on Deadpool up here on his, one of the straps that he has on him. You can actually, port these in there. So that is cool that you can do that if you would like. Now, as far as moving on with the accessories, he does come with 4 grenades. And all of the grenades are done really nice. We get a really nice, Deadpool face kind of, logo painted on there. And they're all done really nice. The handles are done in a really nice, gunmetal gray. So that's awesome. Now, as far as these, I've just been kind of like putting them on the belt where I can. You can kind of just, pop these along, slide this in the belt if you can. It's a little bit tricky to get them in there, but there we go. I've just been kind of putting them like that. So you do get 4 of those, and you can't have Deadpool without a couple pistols. So they included a couple pistols, and the pistol is just like the assault rifle. Done really nice sculpt. Love the gunmetal gray. You know, they just look fantastic. Really, really nice. Again, we get the cool, you know, Deadpool logo on both sides of the handle. These do have removable clips, and the clips are done nice. Get some nice, you know, gray dry brushing on there. Painted bullet. This one seems to fit in there. The other pistol that I have, which is exactly identical, this clip doesn't seem to really want to stay in there. It just falls out. So that's a little bit disappointing. He does come with 2 of his katanas, and these are done really nice. I love these. They look really well. They're both pretty much identical, but a really nice job on these katanas, especially down here at the handle. You know, nice detail on that. And I love the silver that they used for the katana. And they even have like some dings and kind of scratches in them. So that's really cool. Then we do get another head sculpt, which is pretty much the same. I mean, it is masked, but this is more of that, you know, one eye more open than the other that we kind of see way too much with Deadpool. But, you know, the sculpt and the proportion of the head is great. I love it. I love how we have this like sculpted stitching work on the mask, and you can see the ears and the Deadpool drip. So that is really, really nice job on both head sculpts there. Look at this head sculpt's got like some white paint or something on it, so that's kind of annoying. Didn't really notice that unless I just did that. But now let's take a closer look at Deadpool himself, because man, you know, this is a really, really nice figure. Like I said, I made it when I first saw the images, I was like, easy pass. But you know, the head sculpt that comes on him out of the packaging is pretty much just like the other one, pretty much the same. We get that really nice sculpted stitch work all around, and I love all the wrinkles that we have in the eyes, and the eyes are painted nice on this one. They're just kind of more or less this open the same amount. Again, we get the sculpted ear and more wrinkles, and we do have the drip. So really, really nice job. It's a really nice transition from the plastic head into the, you know, cloth bodysuit, so I do like that. And of course we do have his like, you know, awesome straps here, which just look amazing. Really, really nice job. Of course we have, you know, storage there for the grenades. That comes down. We get some nice painted buckles all on it. It's just done really nice, and the suit is like a very spandexy kind of material, and then this is a little bit more on the, you know, kind of like slippery plastic side almost. But, you know, it works well and looks good, and everything looks really nice and clean on the figure. This entire, like, kind of belt portion is like loose and floating. I don't think it's connected more or less anywhere, except for it comes all the way down here to his, you know, gun holsters, and that then is wrapped around his, you know, legs down here. But the belt buckle looks awesome, nicely painted. The pouches on the front are nicely, you know, sculpted. This paint's a little bit kind of messy, but at least they did add the silver. That does look really nice on that. His gauntlets look really good. Again, we get that awesome, you know, gray gunmetal color with all the sculpted things and, you know, weathering in it. So I love that. Again, we get the wraps kind of on the back part, which have the silver painted. We do have his, you know, katana holders, and they look great. Again, on the back part of this entire, you know, wrap he's got going on here have, you know, sculpted scratches and painted buckles, and so it looks really great. Even on the sheaths themselves, they have these little, you know, ties up there that have sculpted buckles and painted buckles on it. It just looks really, really nice, and sculpted dings and dashes all through it. So they just look absolutely fantastic. The swords do fit in there nicely, so you can fit those in, and they look great. This one goes down all the way. This one seems to want to, I did it wrong, that's why. Yeah, they both go in there all the way and do stay in there, so that's really, really nice. And again, the belt has all these really nice, you know, pouches going all the way around it, which are all sculpted really nice and really nice paint. And then we do have his gun holsters, which have a kind of working strap, which are really kind of like a very fragile feeling plastic. Like, I feel like that could easily break, but the holsters themselves are done really nice. And of course you can put the pistols in there. Now these are kind of like warped a little bit, so just kind of came out of package like that. So you might have to like pull back a little bit just to get them in there, and the straps do get in the way as you're trying to do this, but once you do plug the gun in there, you can then, you know, put that strap over there and plug it in. But the guns do fit nicely in the holsters, even though they're a little bit warped. It is kind of a softer plastic though, so it will kind of bend out of the way, but I don't know, I feel like this little strap right here is just way too tiny and delicate, and also kind of a nuisance to, you know, deal with and get up out of the way. But I mean, both of the guns do fit in there, and it looks great. Again, we have the, you know, continuation of his outfit. I do have a little nick right here, which is a little bit annoying right in his junk area, so that stands out to me. But all like the stitching on these more like kind of pleathery parts of the suit is done really clean, really crisp. Then you get down to his you know, knee or shin guards, and they're done again just like the gauntlets in that really nice silverish gray color. And of course it's all weathered up and has all the little dings and all scratched in it. And then the shoes kind of looks like the Sideshow comic Deadpool shoes, kind of a little bit, but there's nice sculpting in them. We get this nice kind of, you know, guard on it that is again nicely weathered and painted. And in the bottom we got some nice tread on them. It does have 2 peg holes. Yeah, I mean, overall, it is just a really, really sharp looking Deadpool. You know, it really looks good all the way around. Just something all over to look at. The suit might be a little bit kind of boring and plain, you know, which I think was one of my main, you know, kind of gripes when I first saw the figure. But I mean, it does come together really nice and does make a really, you know, nice Deadpool. Now, as far as swapping off the heads, it's nice and easy. I love how easy it is to swap on and off the heads. It's very easy to pop, you know, one off, pop the other one on. That's what he looks like with the other head sculpt on. Same thing with the hands. I haven't had too much issues swapping out the hands. I mean, you do have that, you know, ball peg hinge, but the hands aren't like, you know, rock hard. They're a little bit on the soft side, so not too much issue, you know, popping those in and out. And as far as, you know, holding his weapons, he holds all the weapons really, really nice. Get the one, you know, trigger finger hand. Both of his pistols he holds really well, and you even get the trigger finger in there, so that's awesome. And same thing with the, you know, assault rifle. You can pop that in there, and he holds that as well with the, you know, trigger finger. So yeah, just, you know, overall, a really, really awesome Deadpool. I mean, I do have my gripes here and there, and I do have a couple of, you know, issues just with my figure, but overall, it's a really, really great figure. As far as articulation, we get nice movement. So we get, you know, movement at the head. So you get, you know, swivel, you get up a little bit, you get down a little bit, then you get movement at the neck as well. So you can bury his chin in his chest, get him looking a decent amount up. Of course, you got really nice, you know, side to side. So great movement at the head and the neck. As far as the arms, they hinge out really nice. Of course, they do go forward and back. It is a little bit restricted with the suit, and I feel like if you know, leave that, I don't know if that'll crease up really bad, but you just kind of have to be careful and watch and work with the, you know, outfit as you move it. There is a little bit of kind of forward and back play in there. I don't really think it's a butterfly joint, but you do get a little bit of forward and back motion. You do have, you know, bicep swivel. You do have double jointed elbows, which give you really nice range there. And of course, you do have swivel and hinge at the wrist, or at the hands. As far as the diaphragm, you don't really get much forward and back, and you don't really get much crunch either. I guess it's kind of hindered just because all of this, you know, all of his holsters and straps that he has all over him is going to hinder that a little bit. But yeah, you don't really get much front and back, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I mean, I think the articulation is there, but just because of how he has all of this kind of strapped on him, even though it's loose and floating, it's all kind of connected and just kind of hinders and gets in the way. So that's a little bit annoying, but you do get a little bit of side to side, you know, waist swivel. I don't really feel like there's any pivot in there. As far as the legs, come out about that much. Kick forward nicely. Kick back, not really much. You do have a thigh swivel. You do have double jointed knees, which work surprisingly really nice. You do have rotation there at the, you know, shin pad. And then as far as the feet, you don't really get much forward and back. That's a little bit frustrating. You don't really get a lot of pivot as well, and you do have rotation. So I guess you can kind of fake the pivot a little bit by, you know, messing around with that ball. But yeah, the feet are really, really hindered on that. Again, we get that better movement going this way than we do, you know, going that way. But there's a little bit of ankle pivot on there. But yeah, overall, I mean, as far as the just straight up aesthetic of it, really, really nice. Put this head back on. So I do like how you can kind of house his, you know, weapons on him. I don't like how my magazine is definitely way too loose on the one gun, but it's kind of a minor gripe. You know, even though all of these straps and holsters look really, really good on the figure, it does hinder the articulation on it quite a bit. I mean, you still get great movement in his arms and his, even with his legs and all that, but yeah, there's just not much going on with the ab crunch area, or you can't utilize the articulation. Now, I don't know if this is all removable. You know, it might be, but I wouldn't go. I mean, I'm not going to go messing with mine trying to take all this off. But it is a floating piece, so there might be some way you can take that off if you wanted to. Definitely do that at your own risk, though. Now, as far as a measurement, seems like Deadpool is a little under 6¼ inches tall. So, you know, nice scaling. As far as some comparisons, here he is with the Marvel Legends Deadpool. So you see it comes in a little bit smaller scale than your Marvel Legends. Here he is next to the Mafex Homecoming Spider-Man. As you see, it comes in a little bit taller than, you know, the Mafex Spider-Man. As far as some other Mezcos, here he is with the fall exclusive Tiger Strike Wolverine. So you see Wolverine's still a little bit tall, but this figure was a little tall in general, but that still looks good that Wolverine is shorter than Deadpool. And as far as another Mezco figure that kind of has the same stretchy, you know, suit going on, spandexy suit going on, here he is next to the Mezco Flash. And you see these guys are pretty much almost the same height. But yeah, guys, that was a look at the Mezco 112 Collective Daredevil, or I said almost a Daredevil Deadpool figure. Absolutely a really, really nice figure at the end of the day. It's a great representation of Deadpool. It does have some nice articulation. Yeah, there's some parts that you know, I don't like. They need to work on their ankle pivot, which I believe Mezco has been doing recently. But he does come with a load of accessories, so you're going to be able to get him in some really cool poses. But yeah, guys, that was the review. Thank you so much for watching. I do apologize if I've called him Daredevil any other time in the review. Now I'm like, oh my god, how long have I been saying Daredevil? But yeah, guys, that was the review on the Deadpool. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next figure review.